Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you America's top foundational health coach, Dr. Joe D.
Hey there, I'm Dr. Jody Bear, and right straight off from Aruba and our Healthopedia 3 retreat. I just have to have a little feeling of the pink flamingos one more time. For those of you that don't know me, I am Dr. Jody Bear, board certified and certified health coach, holistic nutritionist, Ph.D. For my 4 decades, I just got people well, foundationally, through those 6 pillars of health. Spiritual, mental, emotional, physical, financial, and social. I didn't say just because you are not just anybody. You are that being that no one can do what you do. And I'm so happy that you've started your Monday at high noon, yang with yang. It gets a power 30 minutes to get your lunch and learn off to a great start because we've got a great guest for you today. I will say, without a doubt, that this broadcast will stir up something spiritually, because when people are spiritually and socially driven for humanity, they just don't miss. And that's our guest. And thinking about my practice, thinking about these 35,000 client patients that I was able to assist and support with their transformation, losing over 1.1 million pounds of toxic fat loss, and thinking about these 1,876 babies that were born to couples that didn't think they could have children. Why is this? Because all of this is a foundational piece. When you have the foundation, as it says, foundational health with Health Coach Jody, you have it all. And frankly, Jenni Frumer has it all. And it's always that person, that one person going to another, and that's how you meet people. You never know where that 2 degrees of separation begins and ends. We connect the dots here on Mindset Monday, and we connect the dots through knowing, like Dr. Jim said in Aruba, he was in physics. I love this story. He was too out there to do his homework. So the teacher in high school just thought he was really not smart, didn't do his homework, and always was, as my husband would say, Peck's bad boy. And the teacher said, "Is there anything faster than light speed?" Dr. Jim raised his hand, and the teacher must have looked like, what's he going to say? You know, he's never there and he gets D's on his tests. And he said, yes, there is something that's faster than light speed. And Jim's reply, it's thought speed. Thoughts are things, words have meaning, and your thoughts create that mindset Monday. It creates that mindset every day. And after your spirit, the mental takes the spirit through where it needs to go. And I can say for sure that this is what happened in Aruba. I'm still feeling the pink sand, got a little tan. It was just a beautiful, beautiful time to be together, an immersion unlike any other. So I just wanted to take a repeat, and let's look at, and thanks to Robert Towns of Media Productions, but he changed his name to his son's name. It is Titan Media Productions with a Z, because he goes A to Z when it comes to anything in media. We are now going to be partnering Healthopedia. We're called our HAP tribe. And then Renee Brown, CEO of Next Level Recovery, who's one of our sponsors, always here on our Healthopedia channel 365. She said, because we're happy. Then I'm in Chicago. Providentially, I was to see this. And that's where that thought speed goes, ladies and gentlemen. There was something in Aruba and about Aruba on the marquee when I was leaving through TSA, and it said, Aruba, the happiest island on earth. Well, Healthopedia, our HAP tribe, and thanks to the beautiful, beautiful videos that Robert Towns has always done for us, we are now partnering with Aruba, the government, Titan Productions with a Z.com. And we are doing a partnership now for Aruba. Healthopedia, Hap Tribe, Happy, and the happiest island on earth are coming together. So let's just get a little bit of happy watching our video one more time. Here's our reprise.
First destination.
Aruba, Jamaica, ooh, I wanna take you.
Let's just stop at the first destination. Aruba. A rich blend of indigenous, African, and European influences. Feel the origins of the Arawak people, encompassing the island's art and tradition. Feel your awareness and alignment unfold as you connect with your ultimate version of healthy living. Lose yourself in the white sand beaches, warm Caribbean breezes, and the landscape known as the Windy Rock. Awareness, alignment, abundance. Find all these and more in Aruba.
Aruba, Aruba, ooh, I wanna take you. Aruba, Aruba, ooh, I wanna take you. Aruba, Aruba, ooh.
And we were taken to Aruba. And I'm going to take you to this beautiful human, Dr. Jenni Frumer, Ph.D., LCSW, and a master's of education. It's always something when you've got to spell those letters, whatever they mean, like BC, PhD. It just means that you've gone to a lot of school and you want to do your thing. But before I tell you about Jenni, I want to have a real shout out to Debs Simpson of CMedic. She was our guest with her beautiful tape monitor system, unlike any other, and really a diagnostic tool for congestive heart, as we say, remediation and wellness. And through Deb Simpson, because she was so lovely to invite me to dinner when she was in town. She lives in California. I met Rick Chapman. And when you meet Rick, you experience Rick. And here sitting on a corner sofa when Deb was in town doing a presentation for investors was none other than Jenni Frumer. And when you just click, and it's kind of like this, or like Forrest Gump would say, peas and carrots. She's a business talent consultant for sure. She specializes in organizational development and management, but she's a clinician. She's more than just somebody who sits with a white coat. She is really getting into that transformational piece, which is trauma-informed care. She is a founder of Holocaust Learning Experience, helping the next generation, because generational trauma is real. Advancing human dignity through education, because as Dr. Jim says, knowledge is power, but knowledge is the key. So it is my delight and my honor to bring to the stage none other than Dr. Jenni Frumer. Just think about it. It is the J&J show today. Welcome.
Thank you so much. It is such a pleasure to be here. I've been really waiting for this. I'm so excited. And I agree with you. When you connect with someone at a deeper level, it is just mind-blowing.
Yes, and that certainly is that mind and that peace. And I know you just didn't wake up one day and said, I've got a PhD. So tell me about little Jenni, and how you found that purpose that I want to help people through education. That's got to be a start, isn't it?
Well, I'm not going to tell you my whole history, but I was born in Zimbabwe and I grew up in South Africa. And my whole thought system and my belief system, I think, was born there and structured there. You mentioned a teacher. I was a high school dropout.
Well, there you go.
a really, really late bloomer. And in retrospect, I realized that my being in a classroom was never going to teach me much.
Yeah.
My interests, my desire to be learning from other people, to be experiencing life and experiencing the world. And so I sat in class until I was asked to leave and go to technical school. I sat in class, I taught myself to write backwards, upside down. I learned poetry. I did everything that I could possibly do, never handed in a piece of paper that was considered homework. I really found myself much later. It's amazing that I just didn't get into any trouble, but I was a total nonconformist. My mother understood that. She always used to send me little notes and little cards saying things like, "You're a zebra with a different stripe, you hear a different drummer." I was always encouraged by my parents. And so I think that my father's side of the family, coming from Lithuania, they made it out, but many of their relatives did not during the Holocaust, and actually even before the Holocaust, during the pogroms. So I've always been aware of hate. I grew up, as I mentioned, in South Africa. Never could align my thinking, could never sort of think about how this was going to be the place that I was going to be able to really grow and help people in a way that could make a meaningful difference. And so I made up for my studies. I got the equivalent of a GED, and really throughout my career have been working with people, my clinical career, I've been working with people with disabilities, older adults, Holocaust survivors, intergenerational. I'm the co-founder of an organization called the Intergenerational Legacy of Multi-Generational Trauma. And that has been my lifelong work. I tried to retire in 2018 and failed.
Oh, it didn't work. It didn't work. But before you go on with that, yeah, the retiring does not work for us. And you can look up what she's doing, what Jenni's doing in her senior residential movement as well. But you said something was really important. You said, I got in alignment. When you're aligned, it flows. My quote from our second book, our women's health book: immerse yourself in the flow of who you are and how you are becoming. See, your mother was such a great catalyst and support, just saying the stripes were a little different. I mean, who knew? And that was okay. And it gave you permission. And so you and Dr. Jim could just get in there and just talk about the high school degenerates. We could have a whole new program about that, couldn't we? Oh, my goodness gracious. And I mean, so where does one go, though? I need to fill in this piece from high school dropout to PhD. I know it's not. I saw your resume where you went to school. It's not something that's just, as PhD always says, piled high and deep. No, yours is piled high and deep in foundation. So how did you make that alignment and transition?
I think it is partly about resilience and it's partly about courage. Even though I don't think of myself, I'm a fairly modest person, but I think for me, I went to beauty school and I'm really self-disclosing here, but I think I'm comfortable doing it with you. Dr. So I think I went to beauty school, and then about 2 years after doing that and having a salon and doing as much beauty work as I could do, I felt this yearning to really try something different. And I had my GED and I went to my father. My parents were a huge impact in my life and had a great influence. And I went to my father and I said to him, actually to my mother first, and I said, I think I'd like to try University of Cape Town. And she said, why don't you wait till your father gets home? And I said, okay. And I spoke with my father and I said, I think I want to go to university, and I'm one of four girls. And he said to me, well, my other two sisters went, so if you want to give it a try. And he put his arm around me. And if I tell you, it was the most loving way he put his arm around me. And he said, but sweetheart, you're not a scholar.
Ooh.
And I think there was a light switch that went off in me. He didn't mean it as a challenge.
Oh, but it turned out to be a challenge, didn't it?
But I heard it as a challenge. And so I did my undergraduate.
What a gift.
It a real gift. I did my undergraduate at the University of Cape Town, which was in social work. Then I came to the United States and I did a master's in social work after a master's in education. And then Dr. Jim and I could have a conversation because I tried 2 PhDs before I finally settled on the one I wanted, which is in business.
Wow. But you're in the business of helping people, and how beautiful that is. You could have had a conversation before my husband graduated to heaven on how important it is to have your passion. But then he got his second PhD in business administration. Yeah. And it, because then you learn the business of your passion, and it shows on what you've done here. And as we're going to take a break, I just want to bring up Jenni's website. It is just beautiful. It is far and above a descriptive a website that just really says who you are, more than just, okay, Frumer and Associates. It takes, I love this homepage, Jenni, because it takes you through, there's all generations, there's all backgrounds, there's all inclusive. So congratulations on creating something that is a real word picture, even in your website. I just wanted people to see that, and then they can go to jennifrumer.com. I'm going to pull this up here just in a minute, and how that is just, it's a beautiful thing. So congratulations on that. That didn't happen just random.
Thank you.
So you got this PhD in social work, and then where did you go? And let's take about 1 minute, and then we're going to take our first commercial break.
So where I went from there is I started working as a clinician, helping families, and then slowly moved towards working with older adults, which has really been a love of mine.
Well, that works. And now that we are one, you were already preparing your path. And I wanted to say how beautiful that you've done both sides. When I said transformation is the inside job, because you are a beautiful woman. Your husband did really well. When husbands find the most beautiful, they've done well. But you've got a beauty from the outside, but it's beauty on the inside, and that's where I'm going to begin with a little bit of a ticker for, and you're going to be watching the Art of Manifestation film. I'll have our official trailer this Thursday on Life's Milkshake Moment with my guest, NLP chiropractor and holistic healer herself, Dr. Raymer Bragner, from Central Florida. But we're going to watch a little bit of the trailer. You can actually, which is pretty fun, because I believe that you had that challenge. You just do it no matter what. You did this no matter what. You just didn't all of a sudden wind up in the United States. You had resilience, persistence, and tenacity. That's what my mentor, Les Brown, always says. But if you're out in LA and you want to become a part, it is 2 of our Healthopedia authors that are hosting our debut of the Art of Manifestation film, red carpet debut, May 18th. It is the Quantum Spa. Why this is so important, 1010 Wilshire Boulevard is downtown, and it is the only rooftop spa. It is quantum energy on the roof, Jenni, only one in North America. So we'll be there. Contact me. You can find me on healthopedia365.com. You know where to find me on YouTube, Healthopedia365. It's all 365. We do it every single day of the week of the world. But I was honored to have a little bit of a cameo appearance next to Bruce Lipton and all the big names from The Secret. I can say, well, I can raise my hand, Jenni, and say, like Steve Martin did in the Jerk, and he said, I am somebody. But it's just nice to have a cameo appearance. So let's take a look, take a listen about the Art of Manifestation film and what you can actually look forward to seeing very, very soon. we're going to watch that again. That wasn't much. You know what? We're going to have to go ahead and say that we're definitely going to come back and see the trailer, because people, like I said, John DeMartini, John Ashroff, Harrison Klein, myself, and other people that are thought leaders like Dame Doria Cordova, we are all talked about, and why I wanted to bring this into you with that art of manifestation. Obviously, it was an art. You listened to that inner voice of yourself, and you let your spirit speak to your soul, and then you asked your parents, and here you are. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So what are you doing now with this amazingness that you are and what you're doing here in South Florida?
Yeah, so I want to just acknowledge what you just said about manifestation, because I think opportunities also knock very softly.
Yes.
And so we not only have to, in my opinion, be attuned to ourselves, but I think we have to be attuned to what's happening around us as well. And one of those things.
Okay, so back up, because that lovely South African accent, I want you to say it one more time. Opportunities
knock very softly.
Softly. Okay, so tell us about that soft knock.
So when I realized I wasn't tired from trying to retire, I recognized that there was an opportunity to build a program that is actually a platform, a digital platform that is incredibly scalable. And we've called it the Holocaust Learning Experience, which is national at this point, bringing survivor testimony and historical insight into classrooms and campuses, helping students explore human dignity, moral courage, civic responsibility through the lens of history. So while I'm here in Florida,
when we have, I've just got to say, with honoring my husband, the archaeologist, okay, the Oxford archaeologist, when you can tap into history, you have a gift for the present, don't you?
Yes, absolutely. And so it's really designed, it's on a learning platform, and we're currently in 11 states. We're in almost 100 different school districts. Our ecosystem of students exceeds 3 million, and we're continuing to grow. And I think it's really important to understand that when you respond to hate, however that response happens, it's almost too late.
Yes.
What this platform is doing is, before it becomes explicit, it's designed to shape the conditions that make dehumanization and hate less likely to take hold in the first place.
Oh, it's the truth. When you can stay uplifted in gratitude, you know, the regeneration is confidence, gratitude. Degeneration is depression, frustration. Then it goes to anger, hatred, and then there's only two left: disease and death. Only two left. Yeah. I didn't make that up. That's traditional Chinese medicine. That's just the way. So you knock softly. I just wanted to bring that beautiful quote up for our watching audience, but then I want to say it one more time. Opportunities knock softly, and you listen to that soft knock, and you're everywhere. And when we're offline, I do have a beautiful human that I want to connect you with. I thought of this when we were actually in West Palm. He is known as the quote master educator, Eric Zender. And he has a beautiful platform. I just made a note. Got to meet Eric and his associate, because that is really a connected. That's what we're doing, is connecting the dots. So, how did you go from one to how many did you say that you're in process with?
Well, the ecosystem of students, meaning that the students that are represented in these 11 states and almost 100 school districts, are just in excess of 3 million.
Wow. Congratulations.
Fifth grade through 12th grade.
And that is the opportunity that you softly knocked, and you just blew the door open now, didn't you?
And the methodology that we do it is not like any usual kind of organization. And again, it's recognizing those opportunities. So the way we've been able to do it is very stealthily. And the way we've been able to get that energy and that sort of connectivity is by attending conferences and making partnerships with, for example, the national associations of rural school districts.
Oh,
Other
because
kinds.
others, underserved, without a doubt.
And that's where we are. And that's where we believe that we're also doing this for teachers. I recognize that there was a real gap between what teachers want to do. Teachers really want to bring moral consciousness and clarity into classrooms. They want to talk about history. They want to talk about what happens when hate goes unchecked. But they're not always given the tools to do that.
No, then like I said, it's too late because you're on that downward spiral. It's disease and death. It's just the way it is.
And lots of hate.
Yes.
And so if we can get into the hearts and the minds of children in a way that helps them before they are propagandized, and I think I made that word up.
But it's a great word. It's just like Google was made up or propagandized. And when you said that it's before disease, I just want to interject something. Hate is a mental disease. It's a mental and emotional disease. Senses Mindset Monday. It just is.
Yes.
There's just, it's emotions and a mental state going unchecked.
So this is designed for teachers. Click and play. It's the easiest thing. We've given them a leg up. We've taken all the burden from them to decide how they teach this, when they teach it, because it's cross-curricular, social service, social studies, arts and language, global history, economics, because we had the collaborators, businesses that collaborated with the Nazis, physical education, because one of our 40 lessons in our catalog is about the Aryan perspective of the Olympics in 1936. And so PE teachers are able to use it. It's we have over 1,300 teachers right now that are logged into the Holocaust Learning Experience, which is scalable down to the teeniest. You know how I think about it? And maybe this has real relevance in terms of mindset. If you want to fill a jar and what you have are golf balls, I don't play golf, but if you put golf balls in a jar, there's still space. But if you grab handfuls of pebbles and put that in, you're getting closer to filling the jar. I think of the Holocaust Learning Experience as the sand that you can put in, that pink sand from Aruba, that you can put in, that truly can fill the entire jar.
And you filled it so well, and I can say that because you're in West Palm, stay in the backstage when we finish, because I've got something that you and I are going to do on the 23rd of April if you're free. Because I always say with my girlfriends, we may be finished, but we'll never be through. There's just an opportunity that just came for education. But what you have done, Jenni, you have bridged this with. You saw golf balls, you put the pebbles and the sand, and this is how you can get a hold of Jenni and actually get her free gift. So I'm going to put this up for a while and leave it up there. It's the 5 moments, and then there was more. I didn't want to put it on the screen. So just go ahead and tell what the rest of the title of your reflection guide is. And I realized I had an error in my spelling. So just go ahead and just tell us what the full title is, please, while I make a correction here. It's
really 5 reflections. It's sort of the meditation of being human, engaging in the human condition, and figuring out ways of focusing in on 5 thoughts and mind sort of paradigm ways of thinking about life. And particularly, I focus a lot on the human condition. I think that has something to do with my background as a social worker, as a clinician. We're human, and we're human before we're anything.
Yes.
And so understanding humanness has been a very important part of my own human development.
It's so beautiful. And the 5, as I said, give me 5, because guess what we're doing on May 5th? I really rarely go ahead and give an ad to me, just doing it because I feel like Dr. Jim and I came back about education, Jenni, and there may be a place for this even to use it in your work. We never know, but I can say that make sure that you go to 5 moments and these reflections, because give me 5, that's a complete number in traditional Chinese medicine. And it's free. Nothing beats free. And because you've got such a beautiful heart, and it's a way that you can stay in touch with Jenni Frumer, J Frumer, FRU, Frumer at jennifrumer.com. And I can say that what Jim and I are doing, and it is going to be a lot of fun. We said we've got spring cleaning, but I decided to bring in a little guy to really kick things off, to tell you what we're really doing with this. And because we all have to have some kind of a cleaning sort. And I brought in a third guest, Jenni, and it is SpongeBob SquarePants. So get ready and let's look what SpongeBob has to say about cleaning, shall we?
Catch. Oh,
Now, I hope that that's not the case for what you're doing in your life, but there's really something to this. Our class is called Give Me 5, but it's spring cleaning. You think clean those closets, clean those floors, clean everything, and all of a sudden you've got a hot mess and you've got to start over. How about cleaning from the inside out? Give me 5 means there are 5 seasons in the composite of this thing we call the calendar year. Now we're coming into spring. There's a specific way, an accurate way to cleanse your gallbladder, cleanse your liver, and do spring cleaning with food. And we will be doing it May 5th. It's on the 5 again at EPI at the Corporate Wellness Center in Pompano Beach, Florida, 2nd floor. It's a lunch and learn from noon to 1:30. For the price of a consultation, you get this. If you're not local to South Florida, you can Zoom in and get the information so you can begin your spring clean. It is the process. This is what Jim and I taught, what I've learned, and so grateful that I've learned from him all of these years about the process. The process is something that you do inside of you. Jenni, you talked about this so well. And I always say, is it all in your gallbladder? Does your liver quiver? If not, what you got? So you go down and really, Jenni, as you said about hate and anger, people that have hate issues always have liver problems. Just do. And it's degenerative easy. But what Jim and I do, it's simple, easy, effective. So let's go into making sure that you're doing your spring cleaning so things don't go all over the place like SpongeBob SquarePants, to go in balance, inspired in you. And speaking of being inspired, what a lovely 30 minutes we've just spent with each other. What a beautiful human soul you are. So Jenni, what is your last piece of wisdom? There is so much, but make sure that you go to Jenni and go to her Morris Life. I'm going to bring it up one more time. Her real estate deal that she does, morrislife.com, and I can leave them both up. That's how I met her non-for-profit. She's only had 30 years on that. And then we've got jennifrumer.com. And if you want her 5-minute guide, you go here, 5 moments of reflection and meditation. Jenni, it was an absolute delight. So what is your last word of wisdom that you'd like to share with us?
Well, it's related to the two websites I think you just put up. The first one is that we are fortunate enough that the Holocaust Learning Experience is hosted at Morse Life, which is a large older adult health-based service, really premier here in South Florida. And I think what I really am left with after talking with you, which has been such a treat, thank you, is really vision. I think that vision becomes very important because it helps us manifest. And without vision, it becomes really difficult to manifest anything, to find the courage or the resilience or the clarity to be able to move forward.
That's true, because clarity, when you have clarity, you have persistence, which gives you tenacity. And that's what you've had to make this through. And I found this because what's old is new again. And I want to leave you with this. Thank you for being our guest here on Mindset Monday. It was a nice, and I love sharing the pink flamingos with you. But at any rate, it's from Wallace G. Wattles, and he was the mentor of Napoleon Hill. Back in 1913, he wrote this: I am that mind and spirit. I am that wealth, health, and abundance. I am the way, the truth, and the life, and my light shines within me to bless the world. And that, my dearest Jenni, is you. Thank you for being our guest on Mindset Monday.
Thank you so much.
And frankly, make sure that you come back this Thursday with Dr. Raymond Wagner, holistic and emotional NLP chiropractor, unlike any other. We had a little snippet. If you go onto Healthopedia 365, you'll find there's a little bit of a deal that we did. Well, the deal only happened because what happened? I think it was our energy. We shut down when we were on last Thursday. We really did shut down StreamYard. The platform just collapsed. It was pretty funny, and we laughed about this. Oh, we'll just do it another time. Another time is now. We will be doing it on Healthopedia 365. We will be there this coming Thursday, 5 p.m. That's our number 5. You got this. But I just want to take you as a reprise, not a home movie, just a reprise of Aruba, and to tell you that we ended up having to change locations. But what did I first say when we were in Aruba? I knew it was the Pink Flamingo Islands. I said, we're going to get to see the pink flamingos. Well, guess what? We didn't see the pink flamingos. We stayed in the hotel where the pink flamingos were. So I'm going to give you that pink flamingo time. Thanks once again to Titan Productions with a Z.com. Thank you, Robert, for this beautiful video, our reprise from Aruba.
So excited. This is Tony Dreammaker Doty here live in Aruba. It's absolutely beautiful. We are here at this incredible retreat. Big shout out to Dr. Jody Bear, to Dr. Jim Marinakis, to Sir Dr. Antoine. We're so honored to be here. We're having a ball. You need to be at the next one. This is absolutely gorgeous. The most beautiful places in the world. We're making dreams come true.
Hey everybody, we are in Aruba. Today we have the best day ever. The whole group came together. We're getting the vibes. Next time you have to come.
The wind's blowing in Aruba, and we've been blowing all 6 pillars of healthy living in healing and hope. Today was our social pillar. I'm Dr. Jody Bear, and saying this was amazing.
I had an amazing time once again, expanding my knowledge beyond anything that I could ever imagine, and I'm very blessed for being here. Thank you.
And I'm going to tell you what, this experience couldn't be any better. I'm so grateful to be a part of the Healthopedia tribe.
You guys have fun?
Yeah.
Woo! I guess there's one thing left to say is we're making dreams come true. See you.
Always.
In Brazil! Woo!
So make sure you mark your calendars. If you go to Healthopedia 365 right now, or Healthopedia retreats, there's an early bird tribe. People say, oh, I wish I could have joined you last time. I wish I could have joined you. Well, this is real easy. Get your early bird slot, because we only take 30 and only 8 slots remain. So between then and now, and between all of this, I just want to say one more time for the immediate, because now spelled backwards is one. And we won today with the incomparable, the beautiful, heart-centered leader, Jenni Frumer of Morse Life and JenniFrumer.com. So, and that's Jenni with an I. So as we always say, it begins in manifestation at that thought speed, in that art of manifestation, in that film. Just say this, that in each and every day, including this Mindset Monday, make it a great Healthopedia kind of day. Why? Because it begins in the spirit, it goes to your mind, and frankly, there's no other way of doing it except when we say, let's just woman up, always to manifestation.
Woman up, 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 up.